When North Carolina secedes from the Union on May 20th, the young men of Cold Mountain enlist in the Confederate States Army. Among them is W.P. Inman, a carpenter who was fallen in love with Ada Monroe, the preacher's daughter, who came from Charleston, South Carolina, to care for her father. He then comforts a dying acquaintance from Cold Mountain, while fellow soldier Stobart Hughes plays a tune on his fiddle. Inman is later wounded in a skirmish, and as he lies in a hospital near death, a nurse reads him a letter from Ada, who pleads for Inman to come home to her. With no money and little means to run the family farm in Black Cove, she survives on the kindness of her neighbors. Pangle inadvertently reveals they are deserters, and the guard shoots Pangle with Stobart and Solly. The family celebrates Easter together at Black Cove. Georgia escapes and informs Ruby and Ada, who find Pangle dead and Stobart badly wounded. The women and Stobart take shelter in an abandoned Cherokee camp. Ada hunts for food and is reunited with Inman, who has finally returned to Cold Mountain. They return to the camp and spend the night consummating their love. Heading home, Ada and Ruby are surrounded by Teague and his men, who had captured and tortured Georgia to learn their whereabouts. Inman arrives, and a gunfight occurs, resulting in Teague and most of his posse dying. Inman chases Bosie, Teague's lieutenant, and exchange fast draws. Bosie is killed, and Inman is mortally wounded. Ada finds and comforts Inman, who dies in her arms. Particularly Esco and Sally Swanger, who eventually send for Ruby Hughes, an experienced farmer, to help. Together they bring Black Cove to work in order and become close friends. Ada continues to write letters to Inman, hoping they will reunite and renew their romance. Ada has several tense encounters with Captain Teague, the leader of the local home guard, who covets Ada and her property. His grandfather once owned much of Cold Mountain. One day, Teague and his men kill Esco. They torture Sally to coax her deserter sons out of hiding and kill them as well. Ada and Ruby rescue Sally, who is traumatized and rendered mute. The women celebrate Christmas with Stobart, who has come to Cold Mountain with fellow deserters and musicians Pangle and Georgia. Their courtship is interrupted by the war, but they share their first kiss the day Inman leaves for battle. Ada promises to wait for him. Exiled from his parish, Vesey joins Inman on his journey. They meet a young man, Junior, and join him and his family for dinner. Junior betrays the duo to the Confederate Home Guard, who take Inman and Vesey away along with other deserters. Vesey and the group are killed in a skirmish with Union cavalry. Inman is left for dead. An elderly hermit finds Inman and nurses him back to health. Inman eventually meets grieving young widow Sarah and her infant child Ethan, and stays the night at her cabin. The next morning, 3 Union soldiers arrive, demanding food. They hold Ethan hostage and try to rape Sarah, which forces Inman and Sarah to kill them. 3 years later, Inman fights in the Battle of the Crater and survives. Inman recovers and deserts. Embarking on a long trek back to Cold Mountain, he encounters corrupt preacher Vesey and stops him from drowning his impregnated slave. Back in Cold Mountain, Ada's father has died. While camping in the woods one night, Stobart and Pangle are cornered by Teague and the guard while Georgia secretly watches. Years later, it is revealed that Ada Snight with Inman produced a daughter, Grace Inman, and that Ruby has married Georgia and born 2 children. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.